I've done the Premier League, I've done Serie A, and I've done La Liga, and now it's time for the Bundesliga. Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my 2024 to 2025 Bundesliga predictions. You're probably thinking, Zach, hasn't the Bundesliga season already started? It hasn't, because it starts tomorrow with the first game being Mönchengladbach against the champions Bayer Leverkusen. But yeah, I mean, I'm quite looking forward to this season in the Bundesliga. Obviously, there's new managers and stuff, new players, new signings, etc. But yeah, smash like, subscribe, let's get into the video. Okay then, so let's get into the video now. Of course, as we know, the Premier League in that has 20 teams, but the Bundesliga only has 18 teams, of course, if you didn't know. But yeah, anyway, of course, let's get into the video. So of course, we'll go from 18th up to 1st. So in 18th place, I have gone with Holstein Kiel. Now, of course, this is a big season for them. It is their debut season in the Bundesliga. They've never played in the Bundesliga before, but, you know, and considering they've never played in this division before, I think it's going to be a very tough season for them. I mean, I don't really know a lot about the club. Obviously, their manager is Marcel Rapp, who's been at the club since October 2021. He has a little bit of Bundesliga experience, as he was the assistant manager of Hoffenheim from June 2020 to August 2020. So not very long, but he was there for some time. But overall, it's going to be a long season for Holstein, and I think they'll go straight back down. And coming in 17th will be the other team that got promoted. And to be honest, I hope this team actually does prove me wrong. I've gone with St. Pauli. Now, of course, St. Pauli have lost their manager in Fabian Herzola to Brighton. Now, of course, that is a big blow considering Herzola, you know, just this weird style of football, you know. I think it would have been really good to see. It would have been interesting to see if it would have worked in the Bundesliga. Of course, Herzola's gone to Brighton. Now, of course, Brighton obviously won their first game of the Prem 3-0 against Everton. But obviously, St. Pauli, their manager now being Alexander Blesson. Of course, his previous job with Union Saint-Gilloise, he's never managed. Well, he has. Tell a lie. He has managed in Germany, because he managed with the RB Leipzig under 19s, but he hasn't got you know, top level experience, and maybe that could play an effect. But I mean, he did get a win percentage of 62% at Union Saint-Gilloise, which was actually the best record he's actually got at all of the clubs he has managed. But to be fair, it is the Belgium League, and the Belgium League is not the best league in the world. So for me, I think St. Pauli will be going down, but I hope they do prove me wrong, because I would like them to stay up. Same with Holstein Kiel as well. I would like both of the promoted teams to stay up, but I think both of them are going to go down. Okay then, so finishing 16th and going into the relegation / promotion playoff, yet again I've gone with Bochum. Now, of course, Bochum, of course, they were in that relegation / promotion playoff. Of course, they did that incredible comeback against Fortuna Düsseldorf. But I just think, you know, Bochum, I think they will be down there. Of course, they've got a new manager as well. Bochum in Peter Zeilder. Of course, I don't really know a lot about the bloke. Of course, he got a 42% win percentage, with his previous club, which was St. Gallen, who I think are from Switzerland, if I am correct. But yeah, I mean, I just think the teams above Bochum will just, you know, be just. I think the teams above them will be down there, but I think maybe near the end of the season they'll just probably progressively get further away from the relegation. I think it will be difficult for Bochum to catch up. So I think they'll finish 16th. Whether they'll get relegated or not, we'll have to find out. But yeah, and in 15th, this might surprise a lot of people, because they did really, really well last season. I've gone with FC Heidenheim. Now, of course, it's a big season for Heidenheim. They are in the Conference League, I think. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they are, because they're in the Conference League, because, of course, they won their playoff first leg 2-1 against Hacken, which is a good result for them. But I think, well, the main reason why I've put them down there is I think Europe will probably get in the way, and mainly also second season syndrome as well. You know, like I said, you know, Heidenheim, of course, they won against Hacken. Obviously, their manager being Frank Schmid, and of course, he's been at Heidenheim for years. He's been there since 2007. He's a Heidenheim legend, but I think this season, I think they will probably fall off, considering, like I said, that they're in Europe, and I just think Europe will probably get in the way, considering they'll have to play Thursday, Saturday, and yeah, I just think it will just get in the way. So I think it will be 15 for Heidenheim, but I think they will stay up. And in 14th place, I have gone with Augsburg. Now, of course, Augsburg did finish 11th last season. They did finish around 5-ish points above Bochum. I think Augsburg will drop down a little bit because they have got Jons Furup, the Danishman, as their manager. Of course, he's been at the club since October 2023. So this is his first full season. Of course, I mean, he was there pretty much for the majority of last season, but this is his first proper season now. I mean, Augsburg are normally that mid-table. They're normally the Crystal Palace, probably of the Bundesliga. They normally finish mid-table most seasons, Augsburg, but I don't know, I have a feeling they might drop off a little bit this season, so I think there will be a 14th place finish for FC Augsburg. And then in 13th place, again, I think this will shock a lot of people, I've gone with SC Freiburg. Now, of course, Freiburg normally are up there challenging for Europe, but of course, they've got a new manager in Julian Steiger. Of course, this is his first ever time in management. We have no clue what his style of play is. We have absolutely no clue. I mean, from looking at their pre-season, it's been decent. I mean, they've only played 3 games so far. Of course, they played 2 games in pre-season, which they drew both of them. They drew 1-1 to Alchach, and then they drew 2-2 with Strasbourg. And then they beat VfL Osnabrück 4-0 in the DFB Pokal. I was looking at the stats for that game before I recorded this, and I'll tell you what, Osnabrück literally dominated Freiburg in the first half, but then Freiburg just went mad in the second half. But I just don't know with the manager, and I think that's just the main reason why I've put them in 13th, but I think they'll be fine anyway. Of course, in 12th position and staying up for me will be Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach do kick off the season tomorrow at Borussia Park against Leverkusen. Of course, Mönchengladbach, their manager being Gerardo Siona, the Swiss international. Of course, he came in June 2023. So this is his second season in charge. Of course, his previous job was with Bayer Leverkusen, so he does know the league quite well. I mean, he's won 11 out of 39 games, so it is a little bit of, I mean, his form with Mönchengladbach, it is a bit mixed. I mean, they have got some decent players in their team, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Of course, they've got the defender Koa Takura, who's been linked with Spurs before. I mean, they have got some decent players, to be fair, Mönchengladbach. And of course, I was just naming Itakura because he's one of the players I know, because, like I said, Spurs were linked with him before. But I think it will be a 12th place finish for Mönchengladbach, so mid-table pretty much. I mean, maybe they could be down there towards the start, but I think they'll be fine towards the end. I mean, I think they did concede quite a lot of goals last season, Mönchengladbach, but I think they'll be fine, like I said, and they'll be mid-table. And 11th place, I've gone with Werder Bremen. Now, of course, their manager being Ole Werner, who, of course, actually has managed Holstein Kiel before. Of course, he left Holstein Kiel in 2021. I mean, this is now his 21, 20. No, let me hold on. This is now his 21, 22. I think this is his 3rd season in charge, I think. I mean, overall, he actually has done alright, to be fair. 90 matches played, managed, I should say, 35 wins, 19 draws and 36 losses. So he's done a decent job. A win percentage of 39% at Werder. I mean, Werder, they're normally a mid-table team anyway, and they'll be mid-table again and finish 11th place. And in 10th place, I think they will massively improve this season, and that team is Mainz. Now, of course, Mainz, of course, they did finish 13th last season. They finished 2 points above Bochum. They could have been in the relegation playoff, Mainz. But I tell you what, the main man who kept them up was the manager, Bo Henriksen. I mean, he was literally the main man. Of course, when he got appointed in February, he was just the main reason why Mainz stayed up. And just from looking at his previous jobs with Zurich, I mean, he's done decent there. And I mean, I just have a feeling that this season will be a good season. You know, from what I've seen of Henriksen, he looks a good manager. And overall, I think Mainz will have a massive improvement and they will finish in 10th. And another club who will improve, and the team I've put 9th, is Union Berlin. Now, of course, Union wasn't the best of seasons for them last season because they did finish 15th. Of course, they finished on the same points as Bochum. They only missed out on the relegation playoff on goal difference, and they finished, I think, 4 points above FC Köln in the end. But of course, they've got a new manager as well, Union, in Bo Svensson. I mean, again, he was the manager of Mainz, and of course, you know, he was the manager of Mainz from January 2021 to November 2023. But again, I mean, he looks a decent manager. I know he was there at the start of last season, and yeah, they were struggling then, obviously, before Mainz obviously brought in the Danish bloke. I can't remember his name now, but overall, I think Union will do okay. I mean, their manager looks decent, so I think it will be 9th place for Union Berlin. Okay then, Matt. Okay then, now in 8th place and just missing out on Europe, I've gone with Wolfsburg. Now, of course, Wolfsburg, I mean, you know, that they are a decent club. Of course, we actually bought Mickey van der Ven, Tottenham. By the way, if you're wondering who I'm on about, of course, we actually did sign Mickey van der Ven from them. And of course, Ralph Hasenhüttl is their manager. Of course, a lot of Premier League fans, and especially Southampton fans, will obviously remember him. I mean, so far he's actually done decent. He's got a 50-win match percentage, which is decent, to be fair. I mean, he's only managed 8 games, as of course he came in March, so this is his first full season. I mean, from his time at Southampton, I think Wolfsburg will be fine. He's a decent manager, Hasenhüttl, and Wolfsburg, you know, they're a decent team overall. I mean, and yeah, I mean, I think Wolfsburg have definitely got a team that can challenge to get into Europe, but for me, I think Wolfsburg will just miss out in 8th place. And in 7th place, I've gone with Hoffenheim. Of course, their manager is Pellegrino Matarazzo, who of course is an American manager. Of course, he was previously with Stuttgart. Now, of course, he actually didn't do too bad at Stuttgart, to be fair. And I think he could do well with Hoffenheim. I think Hoffenheim did get Europe. Yeah, they did. They got into the Europa League, actually, because obviously the Bundesliga got an extra Champions League spot. But overall, like I said, the manager looks good, and overall, I think Hoffenheim will finish 7th and qualify for the Conference League. Obviously, maybe even Europa League, depending if obviously Germany gets the extra spot yet again. And yeah, of course, now we are moving on to the top 6. And in 6th place in qualifying for the Europa League, I've gone with Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, of course, Eintracht Frankfurt, they have signed Arthur Fiete from Rennes, which is a decent signing. To be fair, of course, their manager is Dino Topmüller, he looks a decent manager. He's got a win percentage of 36%, which is alright. But overall, I think Frankfurt will be fine. You know, they've got a very decent squad. Of course, I mean, the last few seasons, you know, last season they finished 6th, the year before 7th, the year before that they finished 11th, but they weren't that far off Europe, so they're normally around the top half anyway, and most seasons they're normally around Europe anyway. So I think it will be 6th place for Eintracht Frankfurt, and they will be in the Europa League. So yeah. And in 5th place, I think having just a slight drop off and dropping into the Europa League, but it could be Champions League, depending if whether I don't know if this extra spot is still a thing going into this season. But I've put Stuttgart in 5th place. Of course, Stuttgart had an incredible season last season. Obviously, not last season, the year before they actually nearly got relegated. And of course, I just have no clue what happened. But they're in the Champions League this season, and like I said with Bologna in the Serie A predictions, I think Champions League could get in the way, but overall, I think Stuttgart will do good. Of course, their manager is Sebastian Hoeneß. Of course, he's been there since April of last year. And, overall, Stuttgart, they're a decent team. They've brought in some decent players. Dennis Undav came in from Brighton. They've brought in Fabian Rieder. They've brought in Ramon Hendricks. They've brought in some decent players, and I think Stuttgart will finish 5th, and it might be Champions League depending if they get the extra spot, Germany, but if not, Europa League it will be for VfB Stuttgart, as of course Cody likes to say it, as Cody likes to say it, but yeah, okay, now we move on to the top 4, and in 4th place, I've gone with RB Leipzig. Now, of course, Leipzig, their manager is still obviously being Marco Rose. Of course, they have got actually Xavi Simons back again. Of course, they have actually also signed Antonio Nusa. Brentford and Spurs were very close to signing him, so it'll be very interesting to see how he does, because apparently Antonio Nusa was actually a really good player at Club Brugge. But overall, Leipzig, they'll finish 4th. They finished there. They're normally in the Champions League places most seasons, so I think it will be 4th place for Leipzig. I think Leipzig have got a manager and they've got a team that can be there anyway. Okay, then now we move on to the top 3, and in 3rd place, I've gone with Borussia Dortmund. Of course, they've got a new manager. Dortmund, of course, he is actually a former Dortmund player as well. Nuri Sahin, the Turkish international. Of course, his previous job was with Antalyaspor in Turkey. Last season he got Antalyaspor to finish 10th, so pretty much mid-table in the Turkish league. But I remember watching one of Dortmund's friendlies, and I remember reading what Nuri Sahin said. I think it was after they played Villarreal in a friendly, and he said that they played alright, but they need to improve defensively. But Dortmund, they've lost Nicholas Füllkrug, which is a big blow. Matsson's gone, but overall Dortmund has still got a good squad. They've still got the likes of Sebastian Haller, Karim Adeyemi. I think I'm looking forward to watch Adeyemi this season. He's a very good player, to be honest. Bino Ginz as well, the Englishman. Looking forward to see him as well. But Dortmund, I finished 3rd. Will they challenge for the title? Maybe, but we will have to find out. Okay, thus of course there are now 2 teams left: Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Do I think Leverkusen will reclaim the title, or will Bayern snatch the trophy off Bayer Leverkusen's hands? In 2nd place, I have gone with Bayer Leverkusen. So, of course, that means Bayern Munich will win the league. We'll speak about Bayern in a minute, but for Bayer Leverkusen, I think they will finish 2nd. They've pretty much still got the same team from last season, but, last season was just an incredible season for Leverkusen. Nobody was expecting them to go 51 games unbeaten, but can they do it again? I don't know. And also as well with Bayern, with Company coming in, the players they've signed as well, I just think Bayern will edge it. If Leverkusen do reclaim the title again, then fair play, but I think Leverkusen are capable to be in a title race, but I think they'll just miss. And of course, like I just said, Bayern Munich for me will win the Bundesliga. Vincent Kompany as their manager. I watched when they played Spurs in the space of a week, and I tell you what, I think the style of football that Kompany likes to play, I think it will work with this Bayern Munich team. They've got very good players, Bayern Munich. Of course, Marco Elise has came in from Crystal Palace. That's a really good signing. Also, by the way, key player to keep an eye on, Nestroy Irankunda, who's signed from Australian side Adelaide United. Whether he'll get much minutes or not, I don't know. But if he is around in the first team, watch out for him, because he's got a rocket of a right foot and he's absolutely rapid. But I think the title race will be between Bayern and Leverkusen. Maybe Dortmund might be in there, but I think Bayern will win the league, and finally Harry Kane will win a trophy. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.